Hi everybody, welcome back. My name is Lynn and I'm Pretty Papercrafts 67. How is everybody today? I hope everyone is well. So I've been working on a new journal idea, and as part of that idea I wanted to have like a floating stack on top of what will be the cover of this new journal. And so in doing that, I just kind of was playing around and I've just made this really very simple, cute little ephemera folio. So I really am very happy with the way this turned out. So I thought we might put together a second one on camera today. I've just made a really simple button closure with elastic and a button. And it just is a tri-fold. It just folds out in 3 ways. And I've got a side tuck pocket here and a ordinary pocket there. And then this is just our little overlay piece. And then I've just created a little stack of ephemera just to go inside the front cover. So I thought it was a really cute idea. So, and then that one goes in like that, and then the button closure, you simply just wrap that around and loop your elastic over the button, and there you have it. So we'll do one of these towards the end of the project, but yeah, I'll just show you how I come up with this little idea. So I've just been playing with some Tim Holtz stamps and some cardstock. This is a 12 by 12 sheet. So I've just stamped it in no rhyme nor reason order. And then I've just really gotten into the cardstock with some sandpaper, just some fine grade. But I've really distressed up that background. I just love that. And it just looks nice with this army green color as well. So all I'm going to do to create this folio, it's a 12 by 12 piece of scrapbooking paper. And so all cardstock. So I'm just going to put that into my scoreboard. Probably before I do that, I want to I think I like this as my center, and that will become evident shortly. So on the 6-inch mark, I'm just going to score it straight through the middle. So basically just scoring, you could just fold this piece in half. And just do that. Now, I apologise if you can hear the singing in the background. We do live right behind a high school, and they've got a fun day or something happening today, and the school band is singing. All right, so that's the first thing we want to do with the cardstock, 12 by 12. So now it measures 6 by 6 in height. So all I'm going to do with a glue stick, I'm just going to sort of glue these together to make it nice and firm. So I'll just quickly lay this glue down. They sound quite good, I must admit. I don't know if you can hear that or not. All right, so I'm just going to fold that over onto itself and give that a really nice tight burnish. I don't want any air bubbles. I just want to make sure that everything is sticking where it should stick. All right, so now I'm going to look, because this is really not directional, it doesn't matter too much. Some things will be upside down, some things won't. I think I want this as my inside cover. So what I'm now going to do, I'm just going to grab my cutter, and I just want to reduce the length somewhat. So it's 12 inches long at the moment and 6 inches high. I want to reduce the length down to 10.5 inches. So I'm just going to pop it in the scoreboard at the 10.5 inch mark, and I'm just going to cut that piece off. Now don't get rid of that, because that comes in handy for all sorts of bits and pieces down the track. All right, so that is it for the cutter. I'm going to bring the scoreboard back in, and I'm laying it down on the 10.5 inch side, and I'm going to now score this piece at 4 inches And I am giving it a fairly decent burnish because it's double thickness. And then I want to score it again at 4 1/8 inch. And then I'm going to come all the way over to 8 1/8 inches and score there. And then score again at 8 1/4. Now the only reason we've scored the 1/8 of an inch score lines is because when we fold it, I just want to give it that little tiny bit of a spine, just so that you can fit a fair amount of ephemera inside of there. All right, so that is that for the scoring. And now we're just going to sort of fold. Now I'm not going to fold really sharply because I sort of want that kind of domey kind of spine or width in between those two pages. So I'm just going to sort of play with it a bit, just manipulate it. It is a little thick because, as I said, it's double thickness. But sort of when you're kind of happy with that, sometimes I get my bone folder and just kind of do that sort of thing. So that is that side. That is the front cover, I guess, that will go over. And now we're going to just do the same with this little flappy piece. And I'm just going to just manipulate that, not bending it really sharply, just to sort of get that shape, just like that. And then just lightly I'll go over it with my bone folder, just to sharpen that a little bit more. All right, and so that will go like that, and that will go over there like that. I just wonder which way will go like this. All right. Now inside the folio, I just want to put some pockets in there. I'll undo this again and we'll have a look at that. All right, so this is what we've done. We've created our base and we've scored it and we've folded it in. Now that is coming apart, so I'm just going to put, actually I might do some art glitter glue just to give it a bit more of a bond. I don't want it coming apart. That one there and this one's the same, so I mustn't have got the glue everywhere. Alright, so that'll just reinforce that stickiness. Nice, nice, nice. Alright, now for pockets, as I said, I've just done one long one and I've tucked in there just a little bit of ephemera, a file folder, a photograph and a specimen slide, but there's still heaps of room in there for more. And then in this one, I've just popped another little specimen slide, an envelope pocket or coin envelope pocket, and a tag, a journal tag, but there is still heaps more room. So all I'm going to do now, I have already cut, or not cut, I've got ready. This green paper came out of the end of a book. I was gutting some books and this was like those end pages, and I just loved that those colours went really well together. So I'm going to use that as my pockets, and to do that all I want to do is measure. Where's my ruler? There we go. So I think I want about a 2-inch width pocket. So 2 inches by 6 inches. Of course, it's 6 inches high. And then this one here will be, now, in where that gusset sits, you want your pocket to sit just shy of that first score line. And the same when you're doing your smaller pocket, you want the pocket to sit in between your second score line and your third score line, just so that it will all fit in nice and snugly. So I'm going to get the cutter back in, and I'm just going to first of all cut a 2-inch strip like that. And then I'm going to cut one of them at 6 inches long. So there's my 6-inch mark. So I'm going to cut that one down there like that. And then this one I'm going to cut again a 2-inch strip. About like so. And then I want this one to measure, where's my ruler? This one to measure, just one notch, I call it, one line short of 4 inches. Okay, so 4 inches, we'll just sort of go about there. We can always trim it if we need to. All right. Let's see, did we get anywhere close? Oh, yep, that is great. It just sits inside those score lines, and that is my perfect. All right, so I can pop that away, and I will put that back over there, and these are bits of scraps that come in handy for all sorts of things. Okay, now because I've got so much going on with my covers, but I've got nothing going on with my pockets, what I want to do is I want to run these through an embossing folder, and I've got my Tim Holtz, the numbers one. I'm not really sure what it's called. I don't know, but anyway, it's a very popular embossing folder. So I don't think I'll be able to get that. Oh, maybe I will. I'm going to put the 2 in there, and I'm going to close that down. And I've just got my embossing machine here, and I'm just going to quickly run that through. And it gets a bit tough sometimes. I'm sorry if everything's shaking. Okay. Put you back over there. Oh, I love it. I love this embossing folder. The effects it creates are just gorgeous. Look at that. All right, so that are my pockets. Now what I want to do, did I do it on this one? Yeah, I rounded the corners. I just sort of like, did I round them? Yeah, I did. I just kind of like that idea. So I'm just going to round the top 2 corners on the smaller pocket. And I'm going to round the 2 corners on the long side of the longer pocket. All right, now I just want to distress this up a little bit, so I'm going to just use a black watercolor pencil. I'll just put that there, and I'm just going to kind of just lightly, I want some black kind of accent in there. Not everywhere, just on some of the numbers. And I'm really not being precise where I put it. I just, I'm going to bring my water brush in, so that'll just sort of spread that colour out a bit. And we might even do a little bit down here. And then on this one here, we've got this big number 8. And there's a 1. And there's a big 1. And there's a 3, and that might be enough just to bring a bit of colour or a bit of something to it. And so then I'm just going to go over this with my water brush and kind of just spread that colour out a bit. Oh, now my dog is snoring. Oh, he is getting so old, my puppy. All he does is sleep all the time. All right. And this should dry fairly quickly because I'm not using much water. And then we'll come and bring this one in. Like I said, I'm just not being precise. I'm just mixing that colour around. right, just like that sort of thing. And that's already starting to dry. So then what I want to do is I just want to grab my sandpaper and really lightly, I'm just going to rub that over just to expose a bit of colour, just distressing it somewhat. Just like that sort of thing. Just to distress that cardstock or paper. And then I'm just going to give the edges just a bit of a sand. All right, and then I'm just going to grab some distress ink. I'm just using Vintage Photo, but it is in an oxide. And I am again just going to just go over the top of that. All right, and I just love that. That automatically makes it look older, more vintagey looking. So that is as simple as that is. Now I will be sewing, as I've done with this one. I've sewn completely around the edge of the folio, and I have sewn, even though it's hard to see, I have sewn around my pockets. But for the video, I will just put it together as it is, and then I will work out a way to sew around that. So we're going to take our long pocket, the side tuck pocket, and I'm just going to sort of tack it in place, and I'm just going to pop it here on this side. So this is our front cover that will open up, and that will be our first page, our first pocket of the folio. So I'm just going to use a bit of art glitter glue, and I'm just going to glue around 3 sides. And as I said, I'm just tacking it at this stage because I would like to be able to come back and sew. But if not, that does not matter. So I want to keep it just shy, just this side, the left side of that very first score mark. And then I'm going to take this little pocket and I'm going to put it in between the second and the third score mark. And again, I'm just putting a little bit of glue at this minute because I want to sew. And so I'll just pop that again in between those 2 score marks, just like that. And it's just going to take a minute to dry. I don't know, my art glitter glue. Oh, that's right, because I didn't stick it everywhere, did I? No. All right, so then that will close that way and that will close over this way. Simple, simple, easy, just like that. And then to do the button closure, all I want to do for that, oh, that's not going to work on that one, is it? So I'll just take a bit of time, put my glue away. And what I might even do is just hold these in place a little better with some paper clips, and then that way they'll sit a bit nicer. Like that. And that's just until I have them sewn nice and firmly into place. All right, so to do the button closure, really, really simple. All you need is a length of elastic. This is hat elastic or shirring elastic or something like that. And I've just got this big button. Well, it's not a big button, but it's just an ordinary button. So I'm just going to take my elastic and I'm going to thread one end up through one hole and thread the other end up through the other hole, just like that. Now I'm not going to tie it off just yet. What I might do, just to keep this all nice and closed, I'm just going to pop a bit of a paper clip there for the minute. All right, so what I'm going to do, such an easy closure, I'm just going to hold that button there with that finger, take my elastic, wrap it around. I'm going to bring it back over and loop it around this button, just making sure that you keep your strings out. And then you can simply just tighten that up, pulling it to where you think you might want it. Now, remembering that the more you put inside, the bigger your folio is going to get. So I'm sort of thinking around about there, and then I'm just going to simply tie a double knot on that button, just like that. And that is a simple button closure. Really, really easy. And then you just position that wherever you want to position that. I'm just going to cut those a little shorter. About like that, and about like that. All right, and then I'll show you. So that's the folio. Sewing, you would do, you know, as I was done with this one, I've just done some messy straight stitch and a bit of zigzag, and yeah, however you want to. And as I've shown you, I've got lots of little pieces of ephemera in there, and there's still so much more room to put more and more and more in there yet. So it's a nice little idea to add with a journal, or, you know, a happy mail idea. Yeah, just I love to make a folio, and these are such fun little folios to make. All right, so I'm just going to pop that all away, take my button closure, wrap it around the button, pull my strings out, and that's done, just like that. So there you go, just a really, really simple little folio ephemera holder idea. Yeah, if you got some 12 by 12 cardstock, sky's the limit. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope everyone is safe and well. Have a great day. I'll see you all again soon. Bye-bye.